Hey everybody, how's it going today? Well, in this video I want to talk about the market sell-off and how I made a trade on the QQQs that I think you guys could use in the future. Plus, I also want to go over another trade that we made, and then as always, I have some other nice looking chart patterns that are setting up for some future great looking trades. Now, if you're new to my channel, I like to invest and trade in typically lower price stocks and talk about all other things finance related as well. If that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future trading or investing ideas. But please remember, I am not a financial advisor, so please do all of your own research before investing in any of these stocks. All right, guys, I'm going to jump right into the charts today because today I am really behind schedule. But anyway, this is the chart of the QQQ. This is the daily chart. This is just the ETF of the NASDAQ. But today we had that huge sell-off, and that was a little bit scary if you're watching it intraday. But I did make a trade on the QQQs. When the market is selling off hard, I like to trade an MACD divergence on the QQQs. And I'm going to go intraday real quick and show you that. I'm going to go to the minute chart. I like to play them on either the minute chart or the 5-minute chart, but I never go longer than that. But this is what I was looking at. Let me get the MACD back up on my chart to show you guys. But all the MACD convergence, divergence trade is, this is the MACD down here, and that just stands for moving average convergence, divergence. And I'm looking for a positive divergence. See if I can get these lines on here. You know, that is close enough right there. But what I'm looking for is when the market starts to sell off hard like this, I don't buy that first dip. I wait for it to roll over again, and if it makes a new low, I'm looking to see if this moving average convergence divergence indicator does not make a new low. Now, that is not the signal right there. When I was younger, I would try to get in as fast as I could. I would try to buy it like right here because this dip wasn't below it yet, and more often than not, it would actually roll over again, and I would take a loss. So that's the first part of the signal. You want to look for the moving average convergence divergence to not make a second dip. The buy signal is when it gets back above this 8-period exponential moving average. So I bought at 330 and 26 is when I got in. So $330.26, and I just bought the 100 shares of the QQQ. I know some of you guys like to play options. For me, I just find it easier to get in on the QQQ itself once it breaks above that 8-period exponential moving average. And I noticed that the market was making a bit of a head and shoulders pattern once it started to go back up. So I wanted to sell at the neckline, because I've noticed on the QQQ, sometimes I have a hard time getting above that neckline on an inverted head and shoulders pattern. This is all the head and shoulders is right here. You got the two shoulders right here, and then you got the head right here. And so I sold when it got up near the neckline at 332.19. So it wasn't a huge gain for me, but it was decent enough. And the market was rolling over, so I wanted to make some of my money back. But I just wanted to show you guys this trade because it's usually pretty easy to make. I know that's when you don't have a lot of experience with this trade, so I would just, that's easier said than done, but I would just watch this trade a few times. If you notice the market starting to roll over really hard, throw that MACD up on your charting software and just wait for it to break above that 8-period exponential moving average, because more often than not, you will get a decent follow-through up in the market. And like I said, I mean, if you're comfortable with options, if you want to make a leveraged bet, I mean, this is a great pattern to use. But let's get over to some of the other charts. All right, guys, the first one I want to show you is INUV. I actually got in this one yesterday, but one thing I did want to point out today is, you know, I always talk about wanting to buy at the 8-period exponential moving average. And I noticed that a lot of charts came back and hit that moving average and bounced right up. But sometimes on days like today when the market is rolling over super hard, that is easier said than done, because, you know, when the market is crashing like that, I myself chickened out. I mean, I was a little preoccupied with that QQQ trade, but I myself chickened out on a few of my positions that I wish I would have added. But like I said, when the market is crashing, adding at that moving average is easier said than done. But INUV is one of the stocks that are bouncing up on that, and notice that on a lot of charts, so don't beat yourself up when you don't add sometimes on these type of days, because looking back at these charts in retrospect, it's easier said than done adding that at that moving average. But INUV did bounce at that 8-period exponential moving average and bounced right up, so that one is still very healthy. I'm still happy to be in that one. I wish I would have added some more down there, but unfortunately I didn't. I know that Studio from the Patreon was adding when the market was crashing, and that was smart. But Studio's got ice water in his veins. I don't think he ever gets worried. But anyway, let's look at CSCW. Let me see if I can get my charting software to work for once. CSCW was another great example of one that bounced right at the 8-period exponential moving average, jumped right back over support, and is holding steady. So CSCW still looks super good. Another one that I have is SYN. SYN actually broke through and found support at the 21-period exponential moving average and immediately jumped back up. I would have loved to have added some more of this one when it got to the 21-period exponential moving average, but it all just happened so fast. Another one I talked about was BIOL. Another perfect bounce right off the 8-period exponential moving average. So if any of you guys were in this one, that was just a great time to add, or at least it's looking at it like it's so far. You never know. The market could roll over again. Who knows? But the next one I want to go over is SNMP. SNMP had another perfect touch on the 8-period exponential moving average. So if any of you guys have been in this one, I've talked about this one several videos ago. That was a great spot to add. So a lot of times when I'm buying these stocks, when they break out, I'm also looking to add at that 8-period exponential moving average if the chart pattern still looks favorable. And SNMP is definitely one of them. Another chart I really like, I haven't bought it yet, but I'm strongly considering buying it today, is Fury Gold Mines Limited. I just love this pattern. It's holding that 8-period exponential moving average, came down and held it again. I might be getting into this one before the end of the day. I'm not sure. But I would like to have some more precious metal exposure, and I really like this chart pattern on FURY. Another great chart I see right now is AEZS. AEZS, another explosion, came down perfectly, held that 8-period exponential moving average. I would like to see it start to hook back up, but this is one I'm definitely keeping an eye on. This is another biotech, so these things can really scream. So the biotechs I'm very interested in, and they've been pretty strong right now. So AEZ, if you can jump up and maybe consolidate a little bit where it's at right now and wait for this moving average to catch up, I'm definitely going to be looking at AEZ as another potential trade. So I want to show you guys that one. Now I want to get into the one I actually bought today. I bought NAKD at $1.41, so I am slightly down in this one as we speak, but this one is just making another beautiful J-hook type pattern. Hopefully it can hold near the highs of the day and get that nice hook back up to the upside, but a very nice looking pattern in NAKD. Plenty of decent volume coming into this one, so I was happy enough with what I saw today to add this one to my portfolio. So this is the one that I bought today. Let me go into a couple other ones. MOTS. Every time I see this one, I see the MOTS. I think about that old commercial when I was younger. The little kids, you guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but there was an old commercial of kids in school and the MOTS applesauce. The little individual containers. It was like they were talking like they were gangsters from New York. They're like, "Hey man, you got the MOTS?" "Yeah, I got the MOTS right here, man." So it's kind of funny how some of those ads, they just stick with you. But every time I see MOTS, that's what I think about. But look at this chart. It held that 8-period exponential moving average perfectly, and it is holding. So this one I am very interested in. I might even buy this one before the market closes because I really like this pattern. Tons of volume coming in, holding that average perfectly. I would like to see more of, a candle like this right here. After today, that would make me a little bit more excited about this pattern, but it's still a great looking pattern nonetheless. And the last one I want to show you is ADMP. ADMP is making a very similar pattern at the moment. Again, just like MOTS, I would be a little bit more comfortable entering if I had a day like this coming off of the 8-period exponential moving average, a nice strong day, closing near the high of the day. I think that would be the kind of day that it would need to blast to a new high. But ADMP is definitely one worth watching for tomorrow or later on this week if it makes a day like I just said. And that's when I would be interested in getting into that one. But that is the last one for today, guys.